Hey guys, it is Rory Carlin, and I know this video seems so sudden and so weird, and that I'm going to be editing this and uploading it as quickly as possible as I can, but I'm absolutely terrified to talk about this right now. And so this is some of the paranormal experiences I've experienced, and they are kind of horrifying to me. And so yeah, sorry my computer's there, and yeah, it looks weird. Because, this is actually the background I decided to go with. Yeah, sorry. Okay. And what I'm going to be doing for now, because while I'm here and while I can, but yeah, today I'm going to be talking about my paranormal experiences. It's starting to be more recent than usual. Now that I'm starting to get more into it, I should say, because usually while I'm writing, that's what I watch, and usually I'm alone. So, yeah. So this took place, usually they take place here, my experience. These are pretty short experiences. I'm just gonna say these out of the blue, and these actually happened, and I actually get horrified of them. I'm not really sure what it is, because I've actually never been one to experience the paranormal before, and this is starting to happen to me more often now. So yeah. So this first one took place at my dad's side of the family, my dad's mom and dad's house, if that makes sense. I have weird family stuff. Yeah. But this actually happened midday too, and some of this stuff, I'm not sure whether, so I was filming an art video for this, if I remember correctly, because it was back in July. Anyways, this always happens. But I thought I just saw something move by my closet. I think it's just my eyes, but I'm seeing everything move right now. This is what happens when I try and film these kind of videos. But yeah. So, yes, I was just, doing a art video, blah, 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 blah. I paused it because there's a knock on the door, and whenever there's, like, a knock on the door or something, I have to go see what it is, even if it's, like, some weird guy. But, yeah, so I went to see, and we checked, and there was no one there. And so I was like, okay, that was weird. Was it one of the boys in the neighborhood that's usually there? Or was it just, like, something creepy? And, well, I went back, and the way that I have the desk set up is so okay, so here's the door, and then right when you look in, there's the desk, but I have it set up so where you can't actually see the desk. So it's like, I'm obsessed, and I want to be a vet when I'm older. It's just who I am, and so that's what I had it set up like. I had it set up like a vet, and it's still set up like that now. It's just a little bit different. So, yeah, and I had my tablet propped up, and I didn't see it, so I was like, okay, that's a bit weird. But when I actually saw the desk, because the desk, like, the actual part of the desk is facing the wall, and so I moved it like that, but at first it was like you would see the side of the desk, and so it was just propped down like that, and so it was like, okay, that was a bit creepy, and so I continued filming, and then, yeah, that was that experience at my grandparents' house. And then my next experience happened at my grandparents' house. This is a pretty random one, and I'm not sure if it actually happened or I know my mind wasn't playing tricks on me because this actually happened. But usually right before I leave, I have the lamp on the desk. This is at my mom's side of the family. Grammy and Papa. That's what I call them, Grammy and Papa. It's weird. It's just what we started calling them, but okay. But yes, this was in my cousin Kelsey's old room, and she had like a bunk bed, and instead of having another bed underneath, she had like a desk, and so okay. And so yeah, she moved out and into apartment now, and so she's living on her own. She's no longer living there, and so blah blah blah. And like we had a table that was in the living room. We moved it out there into the bedroom, and I had a lamp on it because that's what I used as my bedside table at the time. And then I moved it to the desk, so we had a light on the desk instead of like it's like one of those bendable lamps that had like that switch, like the one like in the movies, that was just like a long, like not long, but like this big. And so she had that in there. We still have that lamp. We have both lamps still today because this actually happened yesterday. And so yeah, I leave that on, and then I turned off the overhead light and I closed the door behind me. And so I asked my mom wanted me to check to see, because this is where they keep all of like the Tilden stuff. Like it's like kid's bedroom. That's what we'll call it. It's no longer Kelsey's bedroom anymore. So, okay. And so, my mom told me to go check and see whether or not we had pull-ups, because that's what we call them instead of diapers. It's weird. And so I went in there, and the overhead light was on, and I specifically remember it being on. I'm surprised that I didn't freak out when this happened, because I have a tendency of freaking out. Like, when I watch the videos, I freak out when I watch them. But when it happens to me, I don't. And so, my next experience is, again, it's a pretty lame one, and I'm not even sure if this is paranormal. But at night, my head will be over here, and I'll have my feet by my pillows. And here, let's see. My room is a mess right now. But by my bedside table, I have an alarm clock. And if you press this button, it turns on the radio. Nope. Okay. And so it turns on the radio, and I'm just going to stay like this for the rest of it. It'll turn on by itself. And when it happens, I'm not like, oh, it just turned on by itself, and like immediately pick up the camera and be like, oh guys, well this just happened. And yeah, that's actually pretty much it so far. And I remember one time I'll just hear these loud knocks on the walls, and I think sometimes my mom tells me it's the house settling, but I know it's not the house settling because it's the creepiest thing that I've ever heard. And so I'm going to turn back this way. No, this way works. But, so, yeah, that's actually pretty much it. Nothing else has happened so far, as far as I know of, actually, but, oh, yeah. Sounds like my radio was on for a second. Sorry. But I was filming a creepypasta video. I read 3 creepypastas, and every time I tried to watch the video back, so there was no footage. And then, one time I was trying to record, and I kept hearing things moving behind me, and I knew it was my room, and it wasn't outside. But yeah, all that stuff is creepy. And I wanted to show you guys something that I got, and they had it at Barnes & Noble, and I freaked out because the one I have doesn't have all of the things in it. And so it's a book, but it has all my favorite Pokemon. I'm going to try and find my favorite Pokemon, because it should be in here. I know it is in here, but it's Sylveon. Sylveon is my favorite Pokemon. She is so adorable, and I just love it. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed, and that you guys can relate to these experiences, because I love the paranormal, and I am a Christian, and so I really not that big of believing in ghosts, but you know. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye! Oh, and by the way, before I quickly say anything, I will have a schedule coming soon. It just really depends on life stuff. Yeah, but anyways, guys, I failed at the last one, so I'm just going to cut that part out, and I'm just going to add this in. So, yeah, bye!